Today, I'm going to be discussing the rise and fall of trends in specific relation to popular celebrities. Burns even said that this fascination with pop culture has been present in our society since 1500 BC, when citizens of Mesopotamia had documented the affair of a mayor and a married woman. However, I'm going to present a different viewpoint of how this fascination has been now adapted due to social media because it fosters an environment for obsession with celebrities, and even dangerous crimes. One has to first understand how specifically social media leads to these trends of obsession. Palmer explains that subcultures, which focused more on community, have now been replaced by aesthetics, which focuses on trends. This explains how social media has impacted how primarily young girls are interacting with one another due to wanting to fit in, no longer by just who they are, but by how they look. So trends are essential to have a positive interaction with one's peers on social media due to this one for true community that has been lost. This can lead to the regression of popularity to stalking, but how exactly? This starts because, as Ray states, it's an inherent connection between fashion and music, and how the visual aspects of celebrities allowed them to thrive on visually focused platforms such as TikTok. Fashion has always been used to promote art, and having a distinct style and or identity allowed them to distinguish their art even more from similar ones to profit more. This then lends itself to monetary benefit being the leading cause to create something that consumers latch onto so that they'll receive more support, increasing the profit they have even more, which explains why one might put themselves in that situation of stalking. Someone like Chappell Roan is a perfect example of this due to the way she's receiving that monetary benefit from her fame, but yet, when she speaks out about stalking, she's then looked down upon, essentially because her fans would have allowed her to have that lifestyle that's not even considerable to most people. But Audrey, you keep mentioning stalking, but you have to actually tell us how that even occurs. That's true, so let's look at that now. Stalking has always been a part of celebrity culture, but yet social media has increased how often and the severity of it happening. One of the main things that Wilson cites as the reason for stalking is that they're intimacy seekers. They believe they're either entitled or already have a close personal relationship with the artist, and now, due to social media, consumers are able to interact with the celebrities in a private setting, no longer just at meet and greets, which feels as if they're friends in a non controlled environment. This can amplify this obsession with them and can easily create a situation where stalking can take place due to the increased exposure through something as simple as TikTok. When looking at stalking in general, it's seen as a huge problem, yet when it comes to celebrities, the most damaging thing is that it's no longer seen as one because of the way their humanization has been taken away. Looking towards Chaperone as an example again, she's an artist that has a clear example of an onstage persona versus who she is in real life. She interacts with her audience only ever as Chaperone and never as Kaylee, which allows people to feel as if she isn't just a normal person and not deserving of the same rights. The public cannot just view stalking as something that comes with the territory of being a famous individual, however. Wilson explains that this behavior is generally a prelude to when public figures have been attacked, in addition to them sharing common abnormalities in their actions that overlap with other crimes, such as assassins, school shooters, and lone actor terrorists. Most people condone a school shooter, so why would we not condone a stalker? Even looking at someone such as Princess Diana, it can be seen that the paparazzi was stalking her, which led to her untimely death. But would you say that was justified just because she was famous? However, some hold a different viewpoint that for someone like Chapo Roan, when considering her condoning stalking, she chose to have this life, and because of the monetary benefit that she's receiving, like I mentioned previously, she has no right to say she doesn't want what's inherently a part of being a famous person. Especially because of social media, people who hold this counterargument have used this platform to reframe the stalkers that Chappell talks about into just super excited fans, which solidifies that belief for some. This then evolves into cancel culture, which Dean defines as a contemporary social phenomenon where public figures or entities experience a collective withdrawal of support due to perceived transgressions against societal norms. This is a maladaptive viewpoint, however, because all it does is move around the blame and not address the fact that people's lives have been seriously harmed or even lost because of stalking sensation with celebrities. Whether you think a famous person has to be okay with the negative sides of fame to experience the positives, it's completely irrelevant from believing that those people still deserve to have a sense of safety for them and their family. What this all sums up to show is that something as innocent at first glance of just an artist creating a distinct style for themselves can quickly lead to them and their family's safety being put in jeopardy purely because of the combined effects that come from visual focused social media platforms. The blame, however, cannot be put on the artist, but rather us as the consumers. Being able to analyze your own subconscious interactions with celebrity can make sure that you're not contributing to this toxic cycle through things such as making sure you remember that famous people are also humans, and to make sure you're not encouraging behaviors such as ignoring the personal boundaries of someone, because knowing that someone's famous does not equate to them owing one's fan a picture, especially because that entitled thought process is what can even easily lead to even more harmful things, such as stalking.